Hey everybody, welcome to the Keto Mom page. My name is Stephanie and we are going to talk about the law of trade-offs. What does that mean? Giving something up that you might feel like it's good, but for something better. The law of trade-offs. We're going through this book like we do every single day, almost every single day. We're going to dive in. But before we do, I would love to know, let's see, you know what, I'll tell you this. I'm tuning in from Florida, and it is actually beautiful. I am in a sweatshirt because I often am cold. I could wear a sweatshirt all summer long. Minnesota girl usually lives in a sweatshirt even in the middle of July and August. It's just kind of how I am. But it is, I think it's probably mid-60s here. Our girls were just in the pool. Now they're in the hot tub. They are enjoying themselves. It's a little bit later. We hopped on, we were making breakfast this morning for the girls, and then we were watching. The reason we're in Tampa, just one second. The reason we're in Tampa is because we came here to visit a church called The River for the next couple days, and then we're heading to West Palm Beach, where it should be beautiful, like above 70s, and our girls want to go in the ocean. So good morning or good afternoon, whatever time you're tuning in. I would love to know what's a fun question. I always like to say, what are you thankful for? What's something different? Oh, I know. Did you intermittent fast this morning? Or did you eat breakfast? How many of you got a workout in this morning? Anybody work out this morning? And I'd love to know how your Core 4 is going. So if you are doing the Core 4 challenge, one of my very, very good friends just got done with her 4 weeks. And so what we started in January, this has nothing to do with the book, but I'll get to it in just a second because she sent me her pictures. You guys, it's incredible. So my sweet, amazing friend took her challenge very seriously. And it's really 4 steps for at least 4 days a week for 4 weeks. And every 4 weeks, you can submit an entry. And so she showed me for the very first time her before and better pictures. I think she's down over 15 pounds in 4 weeks. And all she did was she was intermittent fasting, drinking ketones every day. She was eating low carb. She looks incredible, and she stuck to it, not just for 4 days, every day. And so when she allows me to, I'll have to share her pictures. But how is your Core 4 going? If you don't know what Core 4 is, you can always post Core 4 in the comments and I can help chat with you. We're going to do it all year. There's fun prizes. It's just, if you already have health goals, let's have some fun with it and win some prizes, right? That's it. So it's eating healthy, moving your body, drinking ketones, sharing in some capacity. So, all right, you came here to work on your mindset, right? So we're going to talk about the law of trade-off and what that is. So I'll tell you, it's the law of trade-off. You have to give up things to grow up. You have to give up to grow up. He says, what will take you to go to the next level? What will it take you to go to the next level? Do you need vision? Yes. Hard work? Of course. Personal growth? Definitely. How about letting go of some of the things that you have loved and valued most? Yes. And believe it or not, this is the thing that often holds most people back, even those who have achieved some level of success. You are going to have to give up some things you love right now to get something that's better. So we're going to talk about that. Of course, he tells a ton of stories. I'm not reading the stories to you, but if you wanted to know and you're following along, we're on chapter 11. If not, and you're just listening, awesome. You have to give up to grow up. He says, in other words, he says there's things that might turn your whole life upside down, but it's called the law of trade-offs. If you want to grow up in your potential, you must be willing to give up things that you value right now. What does that look like? We'll talk about that in just a second. Life has many, look at this tree. It's so beautiful. It's attacking my head. Life has many intersections, opportunities to go up or down. At these intersections, we make choices. We make choices every single day. We can add something to our life or subtract from it, or exchange something we have for something else that we don't. It's talking about exchanging. Everybody makes trade-offs throughout life, whether you like it or not. The question is whether you're going to make good ones or bad ones. Good trade-offs, bad trade-offs. Good choices, bad choices. He says unsuccessful people make bad trade-offs. Average people make few trade-offs, and successful people make good trade-offs. What would a trade-off be? I'll tell you one simple trade-off. Trading in watching your favorite show so that you go to the gym. I'm going to trade in my Netflix so that I can get a gym membership. Oh, I love the shows, right? But I also have specific goals of where I want to get to, so I need to make a trade, right? Or maybe you've made the opposite trade and you're like, listen, I don't have money for Netflix, but I really want it, so I'm going to cut my gym membership. That would be a bad trade-off, right? That's a very, very simple explanation. Sugar, right? Making some trade-offs. Nothing creates a greater gap between successful and unsuccessful people than the choices that they make. While we don't always get what we want, we always get what we choose. You guys, that is so good. So if you're taking anything, like if you don't have the book and you're just listening, my hope is that you grab one sentence and you think about it all day today. While we don't always get what we want, we always get what we choose. Your choices every single day matter. He says, I ask myself 2 questions when I'm trying to decide if I'm going to trade something for something else. He says, what are the pluses and minuses of this trade-off? And will I go through this change or grow through this change? He says, positive trade-offs should be seen as opportunities for growth and seized. We become better as a result of them. When we grow through changes, we become active. We take control of our attitude and our emotions. A sign of wisdom and maturity. You guys, I pray for wisdom every day. I pray for great wisdom, great wisdom. Even last night in our church service, he was talking about, well, it was so much. But one of the things I was praying for was wisdom and more vision, wisdom to help others. A sign of wisdom and maturity is when you come to terms with the realization that your decisions cause your rewards or consequences. You are responsible for your life, and your ultimate success depends on the choices that you make. I don't think oftentimes we want to think about that. But where you are today is a result of choices, good or bad. And in order for you to change, if you really want to, it's going to take some stretching to get uncomfortable and different choices. He said, while others leave their future in somebody else's hands, he says, I will not. While others simply go through life, I will grow through life. That is my choice, and I will surrender it to nobody. You don't have to let other people choose for you. Often I hear people express the hope that someday things will change. I hope things will change. At these moments, I want to tell them that the difference between where you are and where you want to create or where you want to be is created by changes that you are willing to make in your lives. When you want something that you've never had, you must do things you've never done before. I'm going to say it again. It's super, super important. When you want something you've never had, you have to do things you've never done before. You've got to make different choices. You've got to give certain things up. You've got to do some hard things. You've got to get uncomfortable. You've got to ask those 2 questions. What are the pluses and minuses? And will I grow through this? Doesn't mean it's easy, right? There's usually a simple process of creating habits and saying no to some things and yes to some things. It's going to be uncomfortable, and that's okay. The difference between where you are and where you want to go is created by the changes we are willing to make in our lives. I hope you're hearing a theme in this. It's the choices, right? Your choices will make or break success, unsuccessful. Living the life you want to, living the life somebody else chooses for you. Change may not always be easy, but it can always be done. Change isn't always easy. Most of the time when we want to lose fat loss, we want to get healthier, we want to get stronger. Listen, going to CrossFit is not easy. I want to get stronger. My daughter wants to get stronger. She wants to stay active. It's fun. It's an incredible community. It is anything but easy. Usually when I walk into the CrossFit gym, I have this like little gut-wrenching, I'm about to get my butt kicked. Oh, this is going to be so hard. And I want the results. I want that change. I want to be stronger. I want to stay fit. I actually love doing it with my daughter. It's in the middle of the afternoon. So it's a sacrifice that I have got to get up earlier, get some stuff done, focus on homeschooling. It's a sacrifice in the middle of the afternoon, but it also is a reward to spend time with my oldest daughter. There's pros and cons, 100%. But if we capitalize on our time, We work through the hard, we work through the challenge. We don't give in to like that gut wrenching, it's going to be hard. And we do it. We come out every single day going, that was so hard. I'm so sore, but it was so good. It built up the relationship between my daughter. It's been incredible. It helps me be more intentional with my day. Does that make sense? Like, if you want something, and what do you want? And maybe you don't know what you want. You've got to get specific. What do you want? And then you've got to write out, what is it going to take to get there? And you might have to give up things like your extra hour of sleep. Maybe instead of 10 hours, you can have 8 hours. Or maybe your TV shows, right? I'm just going to be real with you. You are like those people you hang out with. So maybe it's giving up some of the outings in the evenings, maybe some of the extra drinks. I often get asked, can you please tell me some low-carb alcohol? Or I go out every weekend with my friends, and I sometimes want to say, listen, what do you actually want in life? Because you don't have to give up friends, but you don't have to hang out with them every weekend. You definitely don't need to hang out at the bar every weekend. I know. If somebody gives me an earful, I hear you. You don't need to be drinking every night. Like, you've got to seriously look at, like, what do you want and what are you willing to give up to get what you want? Because if you're not willing to give up some of those things, you don't really want it. You might not like that. But it is true. We'll just say the book said it, not me. All right? When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. We just need to remember that we are the key. You are the key. You've got to change. And lastly, this chapter was long, so we won't finish the chapter until tomorrow. There are many trade-offs in life that can be made at any time. For example, here's one for you. We can give up bad habits to acquire good ones anytime. We have to have the willpower to make the decision. Getting an appropriate amount of sleep, trading in activity for exercise, and developing better eating habits to improve our health are all matters of choice, not opportunity. So you've got to look at all of the things you want to do. I want to sleep more. I want to be less stressed. I'd like to read more. I'd like to eat healthy. I'd like to go to the gym. I'd like to have better relationships. I'd like to have better finances, right? Let's just say the finances. I might have to give up my weekly Target visits to pay off debt. I might have to give up the evening drinks or the evening snacks for the goal of the health that I want. I might have to give up certain relationships that I talk to every day for a positive mindset. I might have to give up Netflix to go to the gym. There's trade-offs. You have to decide. It's up to you. Oh, this is so good. I wanted to keep going, but it's actually quite long. So we'll finish it tomorrow. I hope I gave you something to think about, something to ponder on. Where did my little notebook go? Oh, here it is. Something to think about, something to ponder on. Here's the book we're going through. We still kind of have a little bit ways to go. I was trying to get through a chapter a day so that we could finish it this month. Let's see, 1. If I stick to sharing on the weekends, which I can, 2, just might not be right away. I think we could probably get to it by the end of the month. We'll just kind of have to rush it so that we can start getting back in alignment with our goals and our habits and our systems. So I want to go through the Miracle Morning in the beginning of February. And then we've got a book about positive mindset. It's an incredible book. I have my 14-year-old daughter reading it right now. We're actually paying her to read it. If you want your children to learn how to have a positive mindset, to learn what you're learning right now, when you're done with the books, encourage your teenagers to read it. Pay them $10, pay them $20. Say, hey, I'll buy you a new shirt when you read the book and tell me what you took away from it. Help inspire their mindset growth. Super, super important. So she's reading the book that we also are going to go through in February and March. I'll share with you later. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in this morning. I hope you're having a great morning or afternoon. It's actually kind of afternoon. But I appreciate you. So if you have specific questions, you can send me a message. As always, scroll through the page and get some recipes and tips and tricks to help you on your journey. And actually, I don't have the book with me right now. She actually might be upstairs reading it. So I will take a picture and put it in my stories. So, and then I also, I actually will also send it out in my text message thread. So if you are not on my text, like I send out inspiration, when we're doing lives. Hey, reminder, drink your water. So if you text inspiration to 507-204-9866. I will also send out a list of the 2 books we're going to go through next. I'll also post it in my stories. So that's all I have for today. I hope you have an incredible day. It is beautiful here in Florida, so I'm super, super, super thankful. If you are in the cold weather, don't worry. We live in Minnesota, so I totally get it. Otherwise, I'm going to go chat with my husband, and the kids are sitting in the hot tub. And message me. Listen, some people go, oh, I feel bad you're on vacation. We do life. I don't ever consider it a vacation. I just consider the fact that we get to do life sometimes in negative 30 degrees and sometimes in 60 and 70 degrees, right? So I'm answering questions. I'm walking people through life. I'm helping them with their food. I'm homeschooling my kids. We're doing life just in a different environment. So please don't feel bad. Send me a message and I would love to help. So I hope you guys have an incredible day. Also, if you do want information on the Core 4, post Core 4 below so that I can help you with that. So have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.